Give me a
And that's
second. This is Brian Norman Sr. here.
okay.
Brian, how are you?
What up?
Brian, you there?
Fuck.
Oh, we hear you
Hello.
now. Yes, sir. How are you?
Hey, how you doing, boss? Let me pull up. Hold on. What's up, man? Everything good?
Everything good, man. Just checking in, seeing what's cooking.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I guess
T.O.
what y'all
T.
y'all seen the
T.O.
look. Yeah.
T.O.'s been making your name hot. He's been talking about you all weekend, about your son and a potential fight in December or the fall. It sounds like there was an offer to fight T.O. in New York, and you guys accepted, but T.O. decided he wants that fight in L.A., and now that fight's off the table, and I'm hearing, you probably have something else on the table.
Who said that fight off the table?
I mean, you know, it's off the table for right now, ain't it?
That sounds like some bullshit to me. Why would it be? Why would it be off the table? You know what I'm saying? Because I look at it this way. If T.O. still needs T.O. The thing about that was, Top Rank supposedly mad at T.O. about his date or whatever he fucked up, or they was. I told you that he had a couple of days that he never did respond to it, or however the hell that went. Bottom line is, we got to fight by the end of the year. So if T.O. just said he willing to fight us, which is the first time this weekend is the first time I've ever heard him say out his fucking mouth that he was willing to fight us. He just said that bullshit about what sounds swell and you know what I'm saying, T.O. Fimo 27 years old or whatever. But he never said he was actually willing to fight us. So anyway, you got now. I don't see why that fight can't be made next. I don't. There's no reason why it can't be made next. We got to if we gonna fight before the end of this year, he's willing to fight before the end of this year. And why the fuck would it be off the table?
Because you already got another plan.
Nah, don't see you telling me what we now. Our plan
I
is
mean,
T.O.
obviously, but it sounds like the powers that be have already pushed something else towards you because T.O. ain't around. He ain't respond properly.
Somebody pushed something towards us, but it was just an offer. It was just an offer that was pushed towards us, but at the same time, this
I
what I
mean,
don't understand.
from what I feel like you could do both though, Brian.
Right,
I mean, if T.O. is really serious, you could come back in December. Well, I guess you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. That would be a month turnaround. Yeah,
right.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess you're gonna have to call and see if because the thing is, yeah, T.O. said it in an interview. Is he serious? Do you really want your son to wait till December to see that T.O. is serious?
Who says it has to be in December?
T.O.
He said it got to be in December.
He said fall. He said he could do it in the fall or in December.
Okay, so the fall is what
September. That's
next?
next month.
Right, September, October. So that's a lot of months between them. They offered us a date. They offered us a date of November the 8th.
Mm.
So I'm looking at it like this. I'm hearing what you're saying, but to me, people making this shit, people when it with this business shit, they make it too complicated. When it's not that complicated, when you have people, if you can agree to shit, it is what it is. Like we being told, and I'm being candid about it. This is what happened. This is even with this is going against what the powers that be said to me.
Hmm.
So I'm being told they offered us such and such. We said we don't even want to fight such and such. We said that shit off top. We don't want to fight him. For what? So we said that we want to fight such and such. Tio.
Yeah.
Tio just agreed. Got video of Tio agreeing to fight us. Why can't we do that next? Well, it may not be possible because Tio don't have a date.
Yep.
How fucking retarded does that sound if we got a date? So if we got a date, why the fuck can't Tio fight us on our date? That's knocking out two
Because
birds with one stone.
because you know, but come on, Brian. You know your date is not a main event. Your date is shared, but we can't talk about who it's shared with. So it's not your
Right.
date. You need if it was your date, then yeah, T.O. could jump on your date, but that date is shared.
Right, right, right.
I mean, again, maybe you got to call Teofimo Lopez Senior and the father sit down and uh, maybe y'all get this fight over the line because all you need is for Tio to agree. It's not like the networks aren't gonna want to find a date for him, and that's why I say
Right. So
December.
if he are,
But that's why I
if
say
they got him
December
on
because
already
he's.
saying he's,
That's why I say December because he's fought in December before. Isn't that when the Heisman Trophy? That's already been his thing, right?
man, that's fine because of who they offering us. It would probably behoove us to wait for T.O. to be honest with you.
Okay, so you saying what you've been offered, it's not worth the training camp.
It's worth the training camp. Yeah, any fight worth the training camp because we like to stay busy. But I would rather take a whole nother month off. If we could fight T.O. in December, I would rather take a whole nother month off and just fight him in December. Which we didn't want to wait this long at all. Like when this first started, our whole problem was why the fuck we gotta wait for T.O. Why we gotta wait this long? Keep busy fight. You know what I'm saying? But now that it's been pushed out so long, and the date they gave us is November anyway, then I mean we might as well wait another month to fight T.O. if he can get a date in November. I mean if he can
I
get a
think
date in
the
December.
waiting. I think the waiting part came from Terrence Crawford having to get in the ring because now that he fought, now you guys get elevated, right? Have you heard anything from Paco? Do you become the full champ?
Supposedly, yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. Supposed to be that way. You know what I'm saying? But I also heard that no matter what, they said Terrence Crawford could be dead, laying in the grave, and they still won't strip it unless he drop it. So that's just how much they love Terrence Crawford or
Yeah.
whatever. So I don't know what the fuck they got going on with that, man. I don't know. I don't have no clue. This shit is frustrating. They made the shit so too complicated that it's always when you have people who, what I'm saying, and they think you don't understand. Like it's common sense to me, but hey, I mean, what the fuck is my common sense?
So what are you having your son do in the interim? How are you guys not getting caught slipping, right? Because again, To's the A side. Maybe this is all A side games to try to make sure y'all not in the gym to make the fight slightly easier or in his favor. I don't know. How is Brian
Nah.
staying
See,
in
that's
shape?
at this point right here. That's all my son do. That's literally his life. He ain't like when To was in Italy or wherever the fuck he was at. My son don't do that kind of shit. He don't even have no interest in doing that kind of shit. He might have went to like he might travel for a fucking weekend or something and do some shit for a couple of days or whatever. But his daily life is training. That's his job. He does that shit as a job. It's not like something he do for fun. He likes to do it. So he trains religiously. He a hungry fighter. He's still hungry. He ain't sitting there looking for breaks and shit to take and vacation to take. He don't care about that. That's the good thing about him. He's gonna stay in shape anyway. So you ain't gonna never catch him slip.
Now, for this last camp with Giovanni Stantillian, it was told to me that you guys went to Texas and that you were sparring a lot of the Frank Martin's sparring partners, and that quote unquote Derek James was gonna be overlooking. Did he assist at all? Did he give you input? Or was he just in the gym and people are messing up the story?
No, I didn't see Derrick James. You know how people are, man. They man. I done heard some wild stories, man. They was like David James overlooking him, and I heard all kind of shit. But we didn't even see Derrick James this time. We didn't see Frank Martin this time. We didn't see nobody this time. They opened the gym up for us. It was just, I guess, one of his other coaches opened the gym up for us. They let these guys come in. We got their work, and we went. And we only sparred there one time.
What? Only one time?
We only sparred at Derrick Gym one time. We only sparred at
Oh,
Derrick Gym one time.
okay. So you didn't
Yeah.
end up using the same spawn partners.
Not at all, man. Not at all. That's why I say
So,
it's just crazy. It's crazy how motherfuckers they just like to be attached to something, which is why my son and his notoriety got to get up or whatever because he's not attached to nothing. You know what I'm saying? They love it. Like he first got any kind of buzz period is because of Tank. Is because he was attached to Spawn with Tank, attached to Spawn with Crawford. You know what I'm saying? It's like These motherfuckers got to attach. So it ain't about you being good or nothing. They got to attach you to something.
Mm-hmm.
Shit is crazy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't say that it didn't help.
Oh no, no, it absolutely helped. It helped tremendously. No, it was great because I mean, otherwise, the people who we did spar, the people that do know what happened, the boxing community is very small, so they would have known that he just would have been those duck fighters that never got a chance to do shit about shit, and that's just what it would have been. You know what I'm saying?
So
But
let me ask you. Obviously, you're not happy with the secondary name. When that name came across your desk, why didn't you counter it and say, why can't we get Blair Flair? Because I thought you and I had a conversation that you liked the Blair Flair fight, and he's available.
well, the thing is, they got to go in this particular situation. Like if it's gonna be a WBO
Okay,
title
got to be
defense,
within. Yeah, got to be within the rankings.
it got to be within the rankings, and Blair sorry ass ain't ranked nowhere.
Damn,
I mean, he not. He think he more than
Damn.
he is. He not ranked nowhere.
damn. Oh man,
I
all
didn't see
right.
him. I don't think I saw him in any rankings. I don't believe.
Nah, he not. He
I don't
not.
believe I saw him in the WBA, the IB. I didn't see him anywhere. I looked. I checked because I checked to see who's where. So I'm like, okay, well, this is a possibility. This is a possibility. Conor Ben was the best on that list, but I don't think he'll take that fight. You know what I'm saying? Again, the fights I asked for, they act like I'm fucking asking for. Oh man, that's not possible. And the fuck out of here, man. It's
Damn.
whatever,
Connor
bro.
Ben and Blair the Flair would probably be one of the biggest paydays. Is that something you guys care about? Are you more looking for the
Absolutely,
belts?
but Blair the Flair, I guess y'all didn't hear, Mill City. Shout out to Mill City interviewed him and pressed him right after the fight. And when he started mentioning my name, he all of a sudden had to hurry up and go do some shit.
Yeah, I seen an interview
No,
with
seriously,
Blair.
you can go look it up, bro. He all of a sudden, man, he was downplaying. Who the fuck is Brian Norman to me? Like, motherfucker, he's a champion, something that you've never been in your career. You know what I
Nah,
mean? But
nah. I seen another interview with him. He obviously wants time because they asked him did he want the Boots fight. He said he wants one more big fight before the Boots fight. So he's trying to shake out. You got to remember this Broner fight. He was coming off of more than a year layoff.
that's cool. That's cool. The thing is, nobody's going to consider my son right now a big fight.
Yeah.
Again, he's not attached. He's not attached to a name in the ring, and that's what has to happen. That's what has to happen.
No, that's why this Tio fight is a blessing, man.
Absolutely, and that's why it's worth waiting to December as opposed to fighting, a nobody, in December. I'm sorry, in November, and then all of a sudden you stuck until whenever the fuck they decide to put you in there again.
Mm-hmm. Now,
I mean, 'cause that's what we just got. Go
let's
ahead.
talk game plan because Tio's a bit of a roller coaster, right? People in my community seem to, they either love him or they write him off. I seem to believe that he can get up for the big fight. The question is Brian Norman Jr. a big fight to Teofimo Lopez? Because when it was time to fight Richard Comey for a world title, he showed up. When it was time to unify with Vasil, he showed up. When it was time to fight another pound for pound fighter, because he's fought 2 pound for pound fighters already, Josh Teller, he showed up. Now, in between there, he's had his up and downs. Sandor Martin dropped him 2 times, officially 1 time. Didn't look the best in the Jermaine Ortiz fight. And
Cambosis.
even in his last fight, with Claggett, people were expecting a knockout. And obviously, like my co-host Marco said, he did lose in an upset to Cambosis, who also dropped him. So when we talking game plan, what do you think the approach is for Tio? It seems that he really can't handle movement that well.
I'm sorry. You say what was the last question again? I was trying to do something. What was the last question again?
I was saying it seems like Tio really can't handle movement that well. So what do you think the game plan would be if you do get that fight?
We ain't moving on To.
So you're gonna
We
give
gonna
him
we
what
gonna
he
give him we
wants.
gonna give him exactly what he wants. That's the
But but
same
that
thing.
but that usually doesn't work well, right? Like Taylor tried to do that. Comey tried to do that. That's
We
where
ain't Taylor. We ain't we not them.
Has your son ever stood next to him?
No,
No.
but I've been told he's a very small dude.
Mm.
Tio's about 5'8", I'd say.
Say it again.
Marco says he's about 5'8".
Yeah.
He ain't 5'8". He's about 5'6", 5'7", 5'6.5", 5'7".
Okay.
He not 5'8".
How tall is
Ness,
your
remember
son?
we went over this shit before about the other guys. Ness, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
pretty good with size. I'm pretty good
Yeah.
with sizing people up. I didn't lay my eyes on him, but I laid my eyes on somebody that lay eyes on him, and I saw a picture of him standing next to somebody I know very well. And trust me, he ain't big at all.
What what is the biggest concern in terms of, Tiafimo? What do you think you have to be concerned about?
Nothing.
What? Come on, coach. Come on, man. He done beat
I'm
two
not, bro.
pound for
I mean,
pound
listen. I mean,
fighters.
you gonna listen. You gonna. I mean, okay. Listen. If I'm striving for greatness, right? If I'm striving for greatness, and you gotta believe you somewhere. You gotta believe you somewhere to get somewhere, to be somewhere. You gotta believe you there. You can't just fucking stumble upon it. You understand what I'm saying? So, bottom line is, T.O. can't fuck with us at all. I don't. There's nothing he can do. There's nothing he can do that can fuck with my son at all. Nothing. He can't move better than him. He's not. He's not more athletic than him. He does not have more power than him. There's nothing he can do better than him. Again, like I said, you got T.O. and ain't no shot to him. He goes out. He lives family life. He takes vacation. He does all that. My son is hungry. He's 23 years old. He don't do none of that shit. He lives this shit. He breathes this shit. Real deal. He go fucking sit in the park and read fucking boxing books and shit. You know what I'm saying? He a different breed when it comes to this shit. So what I'm trying to tell you is we not To is not on the level. We're gonna show you just like with Santillion. No matter how you want to look at it, you can say it was a close fight, but it wasn't. No matter how you look at it, we're gonna show you that To is not even on our level. He gonna look like a C class fighter
So
on everything. Listen, and I don't mind standing on everything I say. I'm a very open person. I'll tell you when it's good. I'll tell you when it's bad. Like, when it came to the sparring, I'll tell you when the sparring was good, bad, with whoever. I tell you. You know what I mean? I tell you when the shit's subpar. I'm a different type of breed where I'm gonna fucking tell the truth. Like, you got these niggas out here lying about that Boost sparring and shit like that. Boost whooped my son ass the very first time. He did not whoop his ass no more times. They sparred 5, 6, 7 times since then. He didn't even fight him the same no other time because my son came different. And that's what I had to learn. But I mean, again, that's just a whole nother story. It's just motherfuckers take what they want to take and run with. Oh man, I heard he quit. Oh, I heard he did this, like Greg Hackett lame ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, if you was in there, then you know goddamn well he didn't quit. He sparred several other times. I don't mean to go off topic. I'm just giving examples of how candid I am about anything. I'm gonna tell you when he fall. I'm gonna tell you when he get up. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you when it counts, it's gonna fucking count. And when it counts, Teofimo don't stand a chance against my boy. And nobody else will at this point right now. When they do, back to the lab. But if they do, when or if they do, back to the lab. We're gonna see what we got to do, and it is what it is. But to this day right here, ain't nobody came close.
But
so
I guess the question is, what are his strengths? Like, what do you guys, as a coach, what are you focusing on, that he comes with?
No, we running him over.
and that was gonna be my question. It sounds like you just gonna bully him. You just
We
gonna
running him over.
he too small. Then you think that you're gonna
We running him right over. He don't have the reach on us. He don't have anything on us. The boxing ability is as small as he. We running him right over. He has, if he's smaller, if he don't have the reach, that means he got to come to us to get to work, right? We're running him right over.
You don't think his speed and athleticism was something to focus
Absolutely
on?
not. You don't know my boy. No, we're running him right over. Different breed.
Okay.
He can't fuck with my son at all. Again, you're attaching shit to names. You're attaching to what he did with Loma. You're attaching what he did to Richard Coleman. But you ain't seen my son, and that was now one of them motherfuckers. They wouldn't stand a chance either. He running them right over. I know they smaller, but it's exactly they smaller. Like, my son gonna run them right over. That's the plan. The plan is to run him right over. We don't have to do none of that other shit. You got certain things that are instinctive. If he needs to go to, he can go to boxing. You got people who look at certain fights and they think, oh, he can't do this, he can't do that. You're a goofy motherfucker, especially if you call yourself a diehard fan when you don't understand that people change their styles due to what they need to do at that time. You know what I mean? So If something was to pose a threat with T.O., such as the questions that I ask my son when he comes to the corner. Does he hit hard? Okay, we got to change this up because the motherfucker hit hard, so you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. Is he fast? Oh yeah, he quick. He'll tell me certain things. He's like, he pretty fast. Is he awkward? You know what I mean? Depending on how awkward he is. You know what I mean? Some people are so slow that they're awkward. Of course, we know not Tio not slow, but you know what I mean. It's just certain things that we look for that I need to know in the corner, and once I notice in the corner, that can change the game plan right there. But from what we see of T.O., there's nothing to change. We're gonna fucking roll him over. It's gonna be nothing. Knockout before round six.
What?
Knockout before round six. You mark
Now
my
you
words, and
now
I'm
you
betting
under
everything on
now,
that.
now you underestimated him because he moving up.
I'm not underestimating shit. I'm estimating my son. I'm not overestimating or underestimating nobody. I'm estimating my son, and my estimate of my son, and looking at what I see there, he has nothing.
Mm. Do you think Tio could fight for 3 minutes of every round, or do you think he gasses?
Not against my son. Hell no. I tell you what. Just do me a favor. Let's just be candid. We can talk about opponents. We can talk about who's who. We can talk about whatever. Any fight you ever see my son, nobody really wants to stand there and trade when he can stand there and trade. He had hand problems where he had to move, he had to box. That was his first couple top rank fights. You know what I mean? But when he wants to stand there and trade, even with Boca Chica, when all that shit happened, that mother was trying to get the fuck out the fight. That's why he threw that fucking elbow. He wanted out the fight. When he first fought Quentin Roundle, I was in the corner. That motherfucker came out to Quentin Roundle. He had blood in his. This is the first or second mix up. He came out that fucking corner up gassing for air, had blood in, like, whoa, shit. I see this every day, all the time. I see it in sparring. Like when he bringing that heat, ain't nobody trying to handle it. And T.O. little bit ass damn sure ain't trying to handle it. Claggett just fucked him up. Claggett fucked his whole face up. He not gonna stand there and do that with me. So you ask me, can he fight 3 minutes of every round? Yes, he can, but not against my son. No, he can't. No.
Mm.
I was standing here looking like a damn fool. I was standing looking like a damn. This is to the world. I was standing like a damn fool if I'm wrong.
Well, we certainly want that fight, man. We certainly want that fight. But Brian, those are all our questions. We just wanted to get a check in and see what was going on since Tio was, so vocal, saying the fall, saying December. I guess you got to get on the phone now, man.
My bad, my bad, my bad, my fault.
Now I was saying, I guess you got to get on the phone now with Top Rank and make sure that they know that T.O. is saying he's willing to do it in the fall or in December so that we could get this one done. Because I am excited. That's a big name for you guys. It's a big, big fight. What's your thoughts
I'm
before I
I'm
let you
excited
go?
too.
What's your thoughts on him
I'm
wanting to
I'm
do it in
excited too.
L.A.?
My thoughts, man. We'll do that shit in his fucking backyard of his house. I don't give a fuck, man. You know what we about, man. I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna be different than what you think. That's all. We will go any way he want to go. We'll take all his demands. You know what I'm saying? As long as ain't nobody trying to undercut us on the price. You know what I'm saying? Whatever else. But for the most part, we'll take all his demands. We'll take everything because we understand the position we in right now. Like I just said, unfortunately, where boxing is not about abilities. You know what I mean? It's about fanfare. That's all it's about. Like I said, my son, came in the gym and beat motherfuckers up, and I literally watched them go fan out over the other person they beat up, and I'm like, damn, when shouldn't you be hyping this motherfucker up, telling the world how he just did what he did, and this motherfucker you watch grow up as a kid, but nah, that don't happen because they're about the fanfare. You know what I mean? So I understand that. I understand it's all about the fanfare and everybody just want to be glazed and motherfuckers and shit like that. So the shit that my son actually does, whether it's in the gym or anything else, and who he does it with, it's not gonna happen until he get a real name for himself. And once he gets his name for himself and knock off these motherfuckers, then you gonna start hearing all the old stories about. I remember when he came to shut the fuck up. That's what you gonna start hearing. But unfortunately, that's just the world we live in today. That's the boxing world. We understand that we gonna accept that shit. We just gonna keep fucking motherfuckers up until then. It's a new game. Like I said, with Santillan, that was a different fighter than you seen any other time, and it wasn't just because of his style. It's a different fighter. We not
I'm
fighting the
excited
same no
about
more.
this fight. I think your son is talented, but more than anything, he's an exciting fighter. Fireworks. I respect how he fights because boxing needs more of that when we have a lot of other fights that kind of are lackluster, to put it nicely. So I'm definitely excited to watch your son fight. He's definitely a fan favorite style.
I appreciate it, and that's what we going back to, because that's what he was in the past. That's what he was as an amateur. All the people was, oh man, he gonna knock him out. He gonna knock him out. Then, we went pro. He had the hand problems, and he just went over to that trying to be fast, trying to be cute shit. We ain't with that no more, man. We putting fist through face. That's just it. we going somewhere, we fucking somebody up. So in order to get some, you got to bring some. So if somebody gonna come get some of us, they got to bring it to get some of us. You feel what I'm saying? Unless some motherfucker get in there and go to picking and popping and trying to move around and run and try to win the easy fight, which we can handle that too. That's gonna be an ugly fucking fight. We don't want that. We trying to go to war with anybody. I don't give a fuck who it is. You
Yeah,
name
and
them. I
that's
don't
one
give a
thing
fuck
about
who it is.
Tio is he engages too, so that'd be a very exciting fight to watch.
Perfect. And there you go. I looked at To when they offered him to me. I did a couple of his fights. I was like, that's easy. I was like, this one gonna come right to you. I watched Josh Taylor run from him. I watched what was his name? The one that they obviously that beat him. What they say beat him. What's my boy name? Jermaine Ortiz. I watched Ortiz from. I'm like, these people are running from his ass. Nobody scared of To. So if he used to people running from him, he's going to have that ego. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have that ego that he think he the man. Well, you got to come show us you the man, because I don't believe it. So you know me, I'm down with the bet your money on it. Bet your money on it. Get the odds up into your favor. Make my son a 5-1 underdog, so I can do what I do. I'm so serious. I'm dead ass serious. Make my son a 5-1 underdog, so I can do what I do, and we gonna show the world I'm gonna be back on here talking shit again.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you giving us the time. Let everybody know where they can find your son. I know that's what you care about. Let them know his social media. And yeah, man, we look forward to having you back on soon.
Absolutely. That's what I care about, man. Official B. Dot Norman. Official B. Dot Norman. I think you can find him on any platform, whatever. That's what I'm worried about. That's what it's about, man. And all we looking to make noise. We ain't scared of nobody. We ain't running from nobody. We'll mention anybody's name. We'll say anybody's name. We'll fight anybody at any time. You know what I'm saying? So just remember that. So y'all stop all that duck talk against anybody. Because what's gonna happen is them motherfuckers ain't gonna say our name. But guess what? We're about to be the WBO champ. So one way or the other, they gonna fucking go around and you ain't gonna come through this way being undisputed. But I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Brian Norman Sr., the father and trainer.